The mainstream media's relentless coverage of global warming has sparked intense debate and scrutiny in recent years. While the issue of climate change is undoubtedly a critical one, the manner in which it is presented to the public has raised concerns about the motivations behind the media's zeal. It appears that the mainstream media is using global warming as a tool to control the narrative and shape public opinion, rather than providing a balanced and impartial view of the issue. One of the primary reasons the mainstream media wants to control us with global warming propaganda is to create a sense of urgency and fear. By constantly bombarding the public with dire predictions and catastrophic scenarios, the media aims to create a collective sense of anxiety and unease. This, in turn, allows the media to shape public opinion and influence policymakers to adopt specific agendas and policies. The media's narrative is often simplistic and one-dimensional, portraying climate change as an existential threat that can only be mitigated by drastic measures such as abandoning fossil fuels and adopting renewable energy sources. However, this narrative is not only misleading but also lacks nuance. Climate change is a complex and multifaceted issue, with various factors contributing to its causes and effects. The media's failure to provide a balanced view of the issue, including the uncertainties and complexities surrounding climate science, is a clear indication of its agenda-driven approach. By presenting a one-sided narrative, the media aims to create a sense of consensus and silence dissenting voices, thereby controlling the narrative and shaping public opinion. Another reason the mainstream media is pushing the global warming agenda is to promote a specific ideological and economic agenda. The media's emphasis on renewable energy and sustainable development is often tied to the promotion of specific industries and technologies, such as wind and solar power. This is not surprising, given the significant financial interests and lobbying efforts behind these industries. The media's coverage of global warming is often sponsored by corporations and organizations with vested interests in the green energy sector, which raises questions about the media's independence and objectivity. Furthermore, the mainstream media's global warming propaganda is also used to justify increased government control and regulation. The media's narrative often implies that climate change can only be addressed through drastic measures such as carbon pricing, green taxes, and stringent regulations on industries and individuals. This, in turn, provides a pretext for governments to expand their powers and intrude into every aspect of people's lives. The media's willingness to promote this agenda is a clear indication of its complicity in the erosion of individual freedoms and the expansion of government control. The mainstream media's control of the global warming narrative is also aided by the intimidation and silencing of dissenting voices. Scientists, experts, and individuals who question the media's narrative or present alternative perspectives are often ridiculed, ostracized, or labeled as climate deniers. This creates a chilling effect, where people are reluctant to express their opinions or challenge the dominant narrative, fearing ridicule or reprisal. The media's tactic of intimidation and silencing is a classic example of how propaganda is used to control public opinion and suppress dissent. In conclusion, the mainstream media's coverage of global warming is not a genuine attempt to inform and educate the public about a critical issue. Rather, it is a propaganda tool used to control the narrative, shape public opinion, and promote a specific ideological and economic agenda. The media's relentless emphasis on catastrophic scenarios, its failure to provide a balanced view of the issue, and its intimidation of dissenting voices are all indications of its agenda-driven approach. As such, it is essential to approach the media's coverage of global warming with a critical and discerning eye, recognizing the potential for propaganda and manipulation. By doing so, we can promote a more nuanced and informed discussion about climate change, one that is free from the media's attempts to control and manipulate public opinion.